I'm not sure. But it really, you come in here and the kids are smiling and they're having fun and they're engaged and it's loud and they're excited. And they're touching toys and cars and weather stuff. I mean, they're just really having a blast, as you can see this morning. So anyway, before I get done, I do want to recognize one person, and that's Ms. Darlene Brown. Where's Darlene? There's Darlene. There was nowhere else on the program for me to talk, so I was going to take my opportunity now. But Darlene, she's been wonderful to Vanceboro Farm Life, and I know she does that for every school, but I know specifically for Vanceboro Farm Life. When I came here, one of the board members asked us to renovate the auditorium, and she worked with me, and she did a lot of it. And I got a lot of the credit, but she really deserves all of it. And the same thing with the STEM lab. She gave me a phone call and says, "Hey, we need to get a STEM lab here." I said, "Yes, ma'am. What can I do to help?" She said, "I just need some support, answer some questions. He had a few places for me, but I'll get it taken care of," and she did. And she was wonderful, and I can't thank her enough. This really is a big vision of hers, as well as Dr. Brown, our former assistant superintendent of instruction, and really some of our teachers as well. So they deserve the credit. Okay, so please thank you. Darling, I appreciate it. You know I love you to death, so thank you so much. I'm now going to turn the program over to Mr. Urban Patrick. He is the first Vice President of the Craven County Partners in Education.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome on behalf of Partners in Education. We are excited to be here, and we are always glad to give back, to help, and to contribute to classrooms in Craven County. Don Brinkley, our president, gives his regrets for not being able to be with us this morning, but we certainly thank him for thinking about us, and he is here in thought. I do need to give thanks to Darlene and to JT for writing this grant. JT's giving Darlene praise, but we need to recognize both of them. There's a lot of work that goes into these things, and they really do. They do an outstanding job with projects such as this. Also need to give thanks to Duke Energy for their continued support. Again, these projects would not be possible without partners like Duke Energy, so we thank you so much. And I do need to recognize a few individuals, if you will bear with me, please. Chad Braxton, Mayor of Vanceboro. Mr. Timothy Downs, the Economic Director for Craven County. Mr. David Hale, one of our board members for Craven County Schools. Chairman Carr Ipock of Craven County Board of Education. Mr. James Jenkins Jr., Police Chief of Vanceboro. Ms. Kim Smith, board member, Craven County Schools. Our Vice Chair, Ms. Nanda Thomas. Mr. Todd Stewart, he is the Director of the YMCA. Mr. Chris Bailey, he is the Director of Career and Technical Education at Craven County Schools, and he loves his job. That's right. Dr. Wendy Miller, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, she is here. Mr. Glenn Reeves, Assistant Superintendent of Auxiliary Services. Ms. Sandy Carlosine, one of our PI board members. Mr. Ricky Meadows, he's the Executive Director of Career Programs at Craven Community College. And Ms. Brandy Pop, one of our PI board members. Thank you all for being here today. It's just a pleasure to be here, and it's certainly nice to be here with the children. Thank you. We'll call on Ms. Chalk for her remarks.
Well, thank you. Duke Energy is just thrilled that we can partner with Partners in Education. And when I first met Darlene, I knew she was going to be a fireball. But we used to call PI Power in Education. So I think it's a great fit, right? But Duke Energy is thrilled to be a part of this. We really believe STEM education, even in the lower grades, is where we need to start. These are activities that students can do interactively, inquiry-based learning, and that really is what we need in our education work that we do today. So we're excited to partner with Craven County Schools, and particularly Partners in Education. I can't, we've sung Darlene's praises, but I'm going to follow back up and say thank you for that. We look forward to finding more opportunities to partner with. Duke Energy gives about $25 million annually back to the communities that we serve. We're very committed to education, the environment, building the communities that we serve. And finally, Timothy, where'd you go? Economic development. gals over, or folks over here had a meteorological question that I didn't think was written there, but luckily we weren't on the right page, right? Anyway, thank y'all for the teachers and administrators. Thank y'all for what you do every day. I know it's underappreciated, but we value and appreciate everything that you do for these rising stars. So thanks so much.
Before Dr. Doyle comes forward, there are some members from the New Bern Chamber of Commerce that just wave their hand. We thank you so much for being here today with us also. Thank you. Dr. Doyle, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I have to take a couple of points of personal privilege. The first is for Millie Talk. Obviously, in the last couple of weeks, it's been a very challenging time in Craven County schools. And Millie Talk was someone who reached out to me and was absolutely responsive about the power that we were trying to get turned on to our schools to get us back in school and get our children back in their learning environments with their teachers and get them back to some normalcy. So I thank Duke Power and Millie Chalk specifically because she was someone that responded to us in our time of need, and that's just very, very important. I really appreciate it. And I got tasked with the fun stuff. I get to read y'all a piece of paper, right? Before I do that, I want to say it's not lost on me that we're at Vanceboro Farm Life, right? A school that probably a long time ago was very much focused on our agricultural past, but that still has a very agricultural and farm life future. Well, the work that's being done in this STEM lab is going to be directly connected to that farm life. And so I think it's so appropriate that this STEM lab is at this school because the science that you're going to learn in your classroom, in this classroom, is going to help you to help our community be better at raising crops and feeding the people in our country and across this world. So you guys are really, really important to continuing the legacy of this community and this school moving forward. So I hope that you're excited about that. I know it sounds a little weird, farming and science, but there's a lot more science in farming today than there ever has been in the past. And actually, it's always been science. It's about plants. It's about raising food for our community. So there's a lot of application to this school specifically. But with that, I want to read some information to you about this STEM lab and about how important it is to our school in being more specific. The Duke Energy Foundation continues to show their commitment to public education when they awarded Partners in Education $16,000 for the grant Beginning Science is Elementary to purchase a Pittsco Education Program STEM lab for the Vanceboro Farm Life Elementary. The grant was awarded and the check presented at the PI Annual Spring Luncheon on June 12, 2016, with Governor James Hunt presenting the check with Millie Chalk, representative of Duke Energy, to J.T. Tribula, principal at Vanceboro Farm Life Elementary School. Over this past summer, Mr. Tribula and his staff have been installing and getting this classroom ready for the STEM lab and for their students. You can see that our students are already really engaged. The objective of the STEM lab is to improve student achievement in the STEM, which is science, technology, and energy or engineering. Thank you very much. Very good. And math. And increase hands-on educational opportunities through integration of enhanced learning environments and technology, ensure student preparation for success in college and careers, and strengthen teacher content knowledge and skills through professional development. That's a lot of stuff that we're going to accomplish with this classroom, and with each of you, our students. Each STEM lab has 7 content areas. These are missions. It includes a permanent curriculum along with teacher resources. Examples of these missions are matter, crime lab, ecosystems, human machine, motion, microscopes, magnetism, air and water, and plants. Air and water and plants are really important, right? And the students work in groups of 4, as you can see here, each assigned a role as commander, communication specialist, information specialist, and material specialist. These roles rotate as the students rotate through the missions. The experience in each one of these roles gives our students real-world, real-life critical thinking and problem-solving skills as they learn to work in a team environment. These enriched learning environments will encourage the integration of technology throughout the curriculum, allowing students to improve their 21st century skills to include collaboration, problem-solving, creativity, innovation, and communication. And this will equip our VFL students with the necessary skills required for success in post-secondary education and the workforce. We know that our future workforce is in our own backyard. It's at Vanceboro Farm Life. A world of hands-on learning experiences in science, technology, engineering, and math awaits our students at Vanceboro Farm Life Elementary. This is the second grant that PI has received funding for STEM labs from Duke Energy Foundation for Craven County Schools, and we are again so appreciative of the partnership with Duke Energy. The first grant was in 2014 for the labs at J.W. Smith Elementary School. Thank you so much to Duke Energy, for all of the folks that are in this room that support the work that's done in our classrooms every day. Your contribution does not go unnoticed, and we cannot do this work, this very important work, without each one of you. And I appreciate it. And I appreciate our students for being here today. Thank you.
All right, Dan.
We need Mr. Dan Roberts. I apologize. I think I was supposed to make that introduction. Mr. Dan Roberts, New Bern Area Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you. We just appreciate the partnership with everybody here in the room. We see it as a huge need in our community. With my other hat, a lot of other hat on Timothy Downs' board. The biggest problem in our area is workforce development right now. He can bring us the jobs, but people want to know who's going to work the jobs. And I think this is going to solve the problem. So thank you, Millie, and to Duke and Partners in Education, and allowing us to be part of this partnership, because this will solve a lot of our problems and getting these kids ready for their life later. I think it's fabulous. And I was at this table a lot, and just hearing the chatter and the fun and learning, I think these STEM labs are going to go a long ways. So I would encourage each and every one of you, no offense, Keith, a lot of times we hear negative things on the news media because it's news. I would encourage all of you to go tell somebody about what's going on in the school systems and what happened here today. I think that would go a long ways, because a lot of people don't know about it. Again, thank you for letting us be a partner in this wonderful opportunity.